Welcome in, everybody. How's everybody doing? Welcome to episode 17 of the Ham Podcast. I am half of the Ham Podcast, right? I mean, I'm a little bit bigger than probably half, but I am half of the Ham Podcast. I am John Helmke, and of course, my main man, Mike Hernandez. My boy Mike, he's out tonight. He's having some system issues, so please forgive us. He misses. He's already texting me, telling me good luck. Mike, I appreciate it. Thank you, my man. He's got some internet issues at home. Hopefully he will have it fixed tonight. But even though he's not here, he is somebody who I like to consider the Tony Danza of podcasts. That's who my boy Mike is. Yes. Thank you, Jay Cepeda 83. Welcome. I appreciate it. I try to look my best, my man. But before we get started, everybody, we got some new followers in here. So, Mr. Get That Party. Mr. Get That Parlay. Welcome to the Ham Podcast. Blue 3DR 3AM 23. Welcome to the Ham Podcast. Verge Rod 110. Welcome to the Ham Podcast. And Wally 5302. Welcome to the Ham Podcast. So, episode 17, everybody. It's a little bit odd. Like I said, I don't have my main man Mike here, but you know what? In honor of Mike, I'm going to do my best tonight. I hope I hold it down. Mike, if you're watching, I hope I make you proud, buddy. We're going to do this for you, buddy, for you. This episode, you know what? When we become big time, episode 17 will be known as the episode that was for Mike, for Sir Knight. Thank you. As you see, there it is, Sir Knight on my phone, but I'm here, damn internet. There you go. Glad the mobile data works. Yes, sir. All right, so let's jump right in, right? So my week. I had a good week, right? It was a little bit of a long week, work, all that kind of stuff. But you know what? I've made it. And let me tell you something. I am excited that the weekend is here. Couple of reasons, right? Bam, wild card weekend. Wild card weekend is upon us. We've got NFL football galore. I am so excited. Ooh, I cannot wait. We got some very, very good games coming our way this weekend. Also, for the first time in a month, UFC is back, and I am excited. As you know, I am a huge UFC fan, so it's good to see the UFC back on it's a free card, right? We don't have to purchase it, so good thing for that. Now, hey, Wally 5302, welcome in. He's one of our new followers. Welcome. So let's jump right into wild card weekend, right? We've got some phenomenal games this weekend. Please, in the chat, go ahead and let me know as we're going through the games who you think is going to win this weekend, right? Who are you rooting for? Let's put it that way. So let's start with the AFC, right? I'm an NFC guy, but we'll start with the AFC. Of course, the number one seed will not be playing this week, Tennessee Titans, which I'm very surprised that they held on to that number one seed even after they had their running back get injured, right? So that was a bit surprising that they held it together, but they'll take the week off. We have Kansas City versus Old Trusty, right? Squeak their way in the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let me tell you something, man. I mean, Pittsburgh, they are gritty, right? I think they got one of the best coaches this season in the playoffs, right? Mike Tomlin, the guy's legit. I mean, yes, he's only won one Super Bowl with the team, but honestly, I mean, he is, what's going on, Papa Dallas? He is one of the best when it comes to coaching. So if I'm Kansas City, you better be ready. Do not overlook Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh's going to come to play, right? The question is, can Big Ben stay in the whole game, right? Can Big Ben last? Can he make it through 4 quarters, right? Can that statue of a quarterback hold it together, right? And make it through the game and give his team a chance to win. Because without Big Ben, like it or not, a lot of people out there think, oh, they need to get rid of Big Ben. It's not right now, because let me tell you something. Without Big Ben this year, they're in trouble, right? So, Wally, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that game, I promise. Papa Dallas, pick gets dumpstered on 100%. Yeah. So Fancy '08, Mike is having system issues. His internet is down. He's in the chat though as Sir Knight. So you've got your true love here by himself. But this episode is dedicated to Mike. So here we go. So me personally, I'm taking Kansas City. I think Kansas City gets the job done. I think it'll be a bit of a closer game than people think, though. But I got Kansas City winning. Now, let's jump into that Bengals game, right? You got the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Las Vegas Raiders, right? Papa, Mike's a big, well, you know. AOL sucks. So, yes. So, we got Cincinnati Bengals versus the Las Vegas Raiders. If I'm the Bengals, even though they're at home, do not look past the Raiders. I'm going to go out on a limb. That's my upset of the week right there. I'm calling it now. The Las Vegas Raiders go into Cincinnati and they get the dub against the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm with you, Papa. I'm with you. I think the Bengals are on upset alert, and I think they lose. I think them being a young team, their quarterback Joe Burrow, that Jamar Chase, their young wide receiver, a young defense. I think they may be overlooking the Raiders a little bit, who kind of backed their way into the playoffs, and I think they get upset. So I'm taking the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, we got another game in the AFC, right? Buffalo and New England. This one I'm interested in. I'm interested in Buffalo and New England. New England has, I think, hands down, the best coach in the playoffs this year, Bill Belichick. What he's done with that team, what he's done with that young rookie quarterback, it's nothing short of remarkable. Basically, what he said is, Tom who? Tom who? I don't need Tom. I got a good Mac Jones, a younger quarterback, somebody who can run, right? So, but I think Buffalo can get that done. I think at home, Buffalo gets it done. They've got the overall better team. I think they're more explosive on offense. I agree, Wally. I could see Josh Allen. Well, I don't know about 350 plus because they're expecting some ugly cold weather. So I think he does throw the ball. He's not afraid to do it. He's got a big, strong arm, right? Josh Allen does. So I don't know about 350, but I definitely think he throws for multiple touchdowns. I'm saying at least 3 touchdowns. And I think Buffalo gets the job done, right? Let's move on to the NFC. The NFC. So, of course, number 1 seed doesn't have to play this week. Green Bay Packers, right? They get the week off. Whoa, Aaron Rodgers. Oh, okay. Whatever. You know what I say to Aaron Rodgers? Fuck you, Aaron Rodgers. All right? But let's start with, I'm not going to do the obvious. I'm not going to do what everybody thinks I'm going to do, which is start with the Cowboys game, right? We're going to put that for last, okay? Let's start with the Cardinals against the Rams. Monday night, first time there's been a wild card game on a Monday night. We've got Fancy '08's Arizona Cardinals against the Los Angeles Rams. Interesting game. For me, I truly believe that the Cardinals would have took this hands down if DeAndre Hopkins was playing. If it was a healthy DeAndre Hopkins playing, I take the Cardinals. But guess what? Without him, I just don't see it, man. Especially in Los Angeles, I'm taking the Rams. I think the Rams, Jalen Ramsey, I mean, they'll probably put him on Ertz to stop Ertz, because that's the Cardinals' biggest threat right now, right? Is Zach Ertz, because they're not worried about Green, right? They're not worried about AJ Green. They're not really concerned with Christian Kirk, right? Who can have good games here and there, right? But Zach Ertz has been their number 1 target since he's gotten that team, and DeAndre's gone down. So I'm going to take the Rams to win this one. I think the Rams win. I think for me, I'm seeing a bigger blowout than people think. I don't think it's close. I think the Rams win like 35-17. I'm taking the Rams. I'm sorry, Fancy. I'm sorry, okay? Knight, Cards can win since they are the best on the road. That is true. I agree with that, right? But I also agree with Papa. No Hopkins, no win. Wally, yes. JJ Watt. Oh, JJ Watt is back. I didn't know that. All right, so that could be some motivation. But let me tell you something. That defense goes as far as Chandler takes them, right? That defensive end in Chandler, which is also John Jones's brother, right? So let's not test Chandler, right? If John pops for steroids, who knows about Chandler? But just joking. But I still think the Rams get the win, even with JJ back. I'm taking the Rams. Then let's jump into the other game, right? We've got, you know what, let's go into it. My Cowboys, right? America's team, right? The Dallas Cowboys, one of the most storied franchises in NFL history, right? Taking on one of our biggest rivals of all time, the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers, I'm sorry. The San Francisco 49ers. Let me tell you something, man. As a Cowboys fan, a true loyal Cowboys fan, I'm a little nervous. It's got me a little nervous. San Francisco is a very physical team. They're very, very physical. They got that monster of a receiver in Deebo Samuel, and the name fits him, Deebo, because he bullies people, right? Not a lot of receivers will line up in the backfield and run up the gut, not to the outside, not to the left, the left or the right, but up the gut. And Deebo Samuel's got the kind of strength to do that. Their offensive line is good. They've got a good left tackle in Trent Williams. I agree, Wally Deebo is the concern, but I think as long as we play within ourselves, we can get the W, right? We are known as a turnover team, but to get those turnovers, we take chances, especially my man Trayvon, right? There's not a lot of times where you could say a corner leads the league in interceptions, but also leads the league in the most yards given up, right? So what does that tell you? He'll risk it for the biscuit, right? He'll jump a route to try to get a pick, something like that. And more oftentimes than not, it doesn't work. He's given up more yardage than he's gotten interceptions. But when he does get those interceptions, for some reason, they are in key moments of the game, right? When we needed it. So hopefully he can get another one or two this game. And as we know, in Jimmy G, you cannot trust. Right? I told y'all last week, if you watched last week's episode, I didn't trust Carson Wentz. Right? Mike knows this. I talked to him about it. I said, I don't trust Carson Wentz in big games. I go, and for them to have to play to get in against Jacksonville in a place that they hadn't won since 2014, he did exactly what I thought he was going to do. He laid an egg. He threw a pick to Jacksonville. He couldn't complete passes. Jacksonville loaded up the box just like I knew they would. They stopped Jonathan Taylor. If I remember correctly, I think they held him to like 17 yards in the first half, 18 yards in the first two quarters. I mean, they stopped him. And the Colts are out. And you know what? I have the same feeling about Jimmy G. I know you can't trust Jimmy G. He's not trustworthy. Right? He makes mistakes when the game is on the line. So if our defensive front and our linebackers can get that pressure on him, Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence, Randy Gregory, Ogizua, right? Gallimore, Hill, if we can get pressure on him without having to truly blitz, we get the W. I'm taking the Cowboys to win. I've got it. Now, in a game that I think is going to be a lot closer than what people think is the Tampa Bay Bucks versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Let me tell you something. That's a good question, Sir Knight. What is your early Super Bowl pick to make it? I'm going to get that right after this game. So, Tampa Bay versus the Eagles. The last 2 games, Tampa Bay's given up over 100 yards rushing when they hadn't done that all season, right? And not just rushing, but they've given up big runs to the outside. What does Philadelphia do well? They run to the outside, especially with Jalen Hurts, right? These rollouts, you think it's a bootleg, he ends up taking off. They do a lot of these jet sweeps to the outside, right? So although I see Tampa Bay winning, I think it's a closer game than people think. I'm taking Tampa Bay 25 to the Eagles 17. 25-17, taking Tampa Bay. Now, Papa, okay, Tampa by 20. All right, I see where you're going with this. I see, okay, I admire it. So, as I tell y'all my 2 Super Bowl teams, who's going to go to the Super Bowl, y'all let me know who y'all taking. Sir Knight says he hopes the Eagles win. We're going to see. We're going to find out. Oh, he just doesn't want Tom Brady to go. Wally, taking old school Dallas and Buffalo, my pick for Super Bowl. Hey, why not, right? If we're opening up the postseason against our old rival, the Niners, why can't we play our old rival, the Bills, in the Super Bowl? I like it. That boy Flowski, welcome in. Bengals, baby. Bengals. Flowski, I got to tell you, man, I don't know if you were here earlier. That's actually my upset of the week, man. I'm taking the Raiders to upset Cincy. Nothing personal. I just feel like that young team is overlooking the Raiders. So I'd like to see Joe Burrow win, but that's my upset. My 2 Super Bowl teams, I'm a realistic guy, man. I would love to see my Cowboys there. Don't get me wrong. In my heart of hearts, I would love to see Dallas there. But I'm taking, in the Super Bowl, I think we're going to see Green Bay from the NFC versus Buffalo from the AFC. And I think that's going to be the Super Bowl contenders right there. Buffalo versus Green Bay, and I think Green Bay gets the win. I could be wrong, but if I'm right, you found it here. You heard it here first on the Ham Podcast, baby, which, by the way, you can go to our Instagram, follow us, _ham_podcast. You can also go to Twitter, _ham_podcast. It's up on the screen. You see it. Don't lie, ho. Yes, I picked the Raiders. Don't lie. I picked the Raiders to upset the Bengals, but I hope the Bengals win, but I see an upset coming. Green Bay versus somebody for sure. So Papa feels it's going to be Green Bay out of the NFC. See, Papa's a Dallas Cowboys fan as well, but him and I are realistic, right? It's just not our year. Our offense started off so hot with the Cowboys, and we've kind of fizzled. I think we can get past the Niners. If our offense doesn't get it together, then yeah, we're not going to go. Jason Feather, Cowboys going to destroy the 49ers, so we'll be able to hold it over for a year. Yes, that is the plan. That is the plan. So there you are, guys. There's my picks for the weekend. AFC, NFC, my early Super Bowl prediction. Or not early, but early playoff Super Bowl prediction, right? That's who I'm taking. But let's switch it up here, right? Mike, you know it, Mike, right? Everybody in here knows I've recently become a superhero fan, right? I've fallen for the whole Marvel. I started watching Marvel movies. And I started watching, DC a little bit. I'm not as big of a DC fan. I'm more of a Marvel guy. But, I love a good superhero. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you this. Superheroes come in all shapes and sizes. All shapes and sizes. All kind of colors. Everything, right? We had a superhero step up this week. For all of the men around the world, we had a superhero step in. And he goes by the name of Drake. Okay? He goes by the name of Drake. And let me tell you something. This man is my superhero. He is my new Captain America. He's my new Iron Man. He's my new Thor rolled into one. He is Drake. And let me tell you why. If you guys have been hiding under a shell, Wally, thank you. I appreciate it. If you've been hiding under a rock, I don't know why I said shell. What the hell? If you've been hiding under a rock, Drake had an incident this week, right? So it looks like he was having a encounter with an IG model, and come to find out, she was going to try to trap him, right? They had, I guess, intercourse or wherever I was going, and she was going to try to keep the condom, right? Get herself pregnant. Whatever it was, her plan was. Well, apparently Drake became, he was knowledgeable of it. Let's put it that way. So what did he do? He said, nah, baby girl. I'm gonna go ahead and put the little hot sauce on you. I got this hot sauce for my burrito, baby. Right? So Drake puts hot sauce on the condom, and ultimately, of course, she killed the sperm there, right? She ain't getting pregnant. But to me, score one for the guys in the world, man. Score one for all the men out there, right? It may be ladies 500 million to guys like 7, but you know what, Drake? This week, you are my hero, sir. You scored one for the guys out there. You are my new. If Marvel doesn't put you in the new movie they're coming out, then it's a shame, because you are my hero, sir, and you deserve everything you get now, right? You told that girl, not today. In the words of Game of Thrones, right? The words of my girl Arya Stark, you looked in the face of death and you said, not today. My man Drake, shout out to you. Way to put some hot sauce on that condom and say, ain't getting pregnant here. Can't sit here. No child support for me. Nope. There's only one thing. He's like, that's my bed and my money. That's how I said on the song. I'm pretty sure that's how the song went, right? He's only got the one kid. But shout out to you, Drake. I love it. I appreciate it, Drake. Way to defend the guys out there. So, gentlemen, I don't recommend you doing that. You're not as famous as Drake. You may end up in jail. But for Drake, kudos to you. Let me know what you guys think. Would that be something you do? I agree, Knight. I wish I could have seen her reaction too. Way back in the day, I remember a guy that didn't use hot sauce, right? I had a good friend of mine back in the day, and didn't use hot sauce, but he used a different kind of condom, right? He used the peppermint condom, and I saw that girl's reaction. So I think I got an idea of what the hot sauce did, right? Oh, Flowski, I agree. I don't know. I can't say I agree. I don't know if the pullout game is weak. I know you got a couple kids, but and Geo1, I appreciate it, my man. You are my hero as well. All right, so Fancy 08, good friend Mike. I'm not gonna say who it was, right? I'm not gonna spill the beans, so to say, but but I remember that reaction, and it was one of the best days of my life. I loved it. What did Don't Lie say? Now she's trying to sue him. Oh, sue him and say she started screaming. Well, let me tell you something. She's not gonna win. What is she gonna tell the court? Yeah, I was trying to trap him and save the condom, and he ended up putting hot. No, sweetie, you're not gonna win. Sorry, not gonna happen. Sir Knight wants to know why it always has to be him. Fancy, damn it. All right. Fancy's confirmed it was Mike, but yes. So Drake, shout out to you, man. Way to score one for all the guys out there. I love it. Right? Let's talk about some people who aren't so lucky, right? Little dab back into the NFL, right? A lot of coaches got fired this week, guys. And it happens every year, right? Every year a coach or two gets fired. But this year, let's talk about it, right? We have the Giants. They fired their coach, Joe Judge, right? I do, Wally. Wally, you're spilling the beans, bud. You're spilling the beans. I have the Giants fired Joe Judge. The Bears fired Nagy. You have the Texans who fired their coach. And in a huge surprise, you got Miami who fired Brian Flores, right? That was a huge surprise because you're talking about a guy who took a horrible Miami Dolphins team with a young quarterback in Tua Tagovailoa. That's right, I said it, Tagovailoa, and turned that team around. They finished over 500 this season because of some of the great coaching that Brian Flores did, and they let him go. And a lot of people are saying, yeah, I agree, Papa. That is one of the worst firings for sure. I 100% agree. Oh, Minnesota fired their coach, Zimmer. So a lot of people are saying that Brian Flores should take that Minnesota job. They already got a good defense, good young offense with the exception of the quarterback, right? But he's a veteran quarterback. But I think if they can get a good quarterback there, I think Minnesota is a good quarterback away from being a playoff team. Playoffs, that's right. I said it. Playoffs, yes. Minnesota is a quarterback away from being a playoff team. Not Super Bowl, but playoff team. He did okay this year. Don't lie. What's his name? I don't remember his name now. Minnesota's quarterback, he did okay, right? I'm not saying he did horrible, but he's another one that tends to make big mistakes at costly moments of the game, right? So it's tough for me to say. And when you got a young offense like that with Dalvin Cook at running back, and then you got the young receiver in Jefferson, right? You need a quarterback who can say, hey, I'm here to lead you. And unlucky for them, Dalvin Cook did get hurt. He missed some games. But I truly believe, the quarterback, yes. Yes, the Dolphins, yes. Tua Tagovailoa, he did do great. That's what I'm saying. And a lot of it is because of Brian Flores. But yeah, Minnesota's quarterback, they need to replace him. If I'm Brian Flores, that's where I'm going. I'm going to Minnesota. Forget the Jacksonville job. There's no future in Jacksonville right now. That's a team that needs a lot of work. A lot of work. Texans, same thing. A lot of work, right? Who else? The Giants, a lot of work, right? So I think if you're Brian Flores, you take that Minnesota job and you say, hey, you know what? I can turn this team around. So, yeah, I agree. And then, they're going to have another first-round picks. The Jags, that is. They do. And if I'm the Jags, I'm taking an offensive lineman. I'm taking a left tackle to protect Trevor Lawrence's blind side. Because the boy's not bad. Trevor Lawrence is a good quarterback. He showed bright spots this season. But it's just, he's got no offensive line. His receivers are he's got Marvin Jones and like two guys, I don't know who they were, right? The running back is Jacksonville. So they got a lot of pieces that they need to build around Trevor Lawrence. The defense isn't horrible. The defense actually played pretty good. They got a decent defense. The Jags need an offensive line, a running back, and at least two receivers, right? And they can go pick up some veteran receivers. They don't need, draft pick receivers. But they definitely need some pieces around Trevor Lawrence. So don't lie. They said the same thing about my Bengals last year. And look, I agree. But here's the thing. Your Bengals, Flowski, that's a different story because let me tell you something. I admire the ownership of the Bengals, right? That's an ownership that wants to win, right? That wants to put a team together. I don't have the same feeling about Jacksonville's ownership. I feel like their owner doesn't know what he wants to do, right? Does he want to put butts in the seats or does he want to win Super Bowls? So that's where I think Jacksonville differs from your Bengals. Your Bengals ownership knows what they want. They want championships. They put pieces around. They did one of the best things I've ever seen a team do. They said, you're a young quarterback who we can draft a young wide receiver who you played with and had great success with in LSU. So that's what we're going to do. And look at it. It's paying dividends, right? Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, it's like they're still at LSU. The chemistry's there. So I give Cincinnati that credit, man. They went on a limb and they took that receiver because he played with them in college and it's paying off. Don't lie. Coach could honestly use Watson, but I stand behind Wentz regardless. Don't lie. I'm going to tell you right now, my man. And I told you this last week. I like Wentz, man. I don't have any hate towards the guy. I think he's a good quarterback. But he's not a quarterback that can handle pressure. He showed it in Philly. He buckled under pressure there. He's showing it here in Indianapolis, right? And that's a good team. A very good defense, right? They didn't show it against Jacksonville, but they were also on the field way too much against Jacksonville. They got tired, right? They got a MVP style running back in Jonathan Taylor, a very good offensive line, right? Which is held down by Quentin Nelson, one of the best guards in the league. I have him second best behind Zach Martin. Some people have him first best, but this is neither here nor there. But the only thing they're short is a quarterback, man. And I like Wentz. I think he's good. I think he can guide them through a season, but he's not going to win you a Super Bowl. He's not going to win you playoff games. So there you go. Don't lie, it's a feather going at it, and don't lie said to go buy some more cute socks. I love it. But yeah, so that's the coaching carousel, which makes me a little nervous though, because some of these teams are coming after the Cowboys assistant coaches, right? They're going after our defensive coordinator. Jacksonville did. He told them, no, thank you. I'm good. I like where I'm at right now. Don't want to be a head coach. Thank the heavens for that, right? Because he's turned our defense around tremendously. They're also going after our offensive coordinator, several teams, right? So it's interesting because our offensive coordinator, you could tell he wants to be a head coach, right? Because he's young, he's ambitious. But if I'm him, I wait. Because I can see him taking over the Cowboys in a few years. Because let me tell you something. Our head coach now, don't get me wrong, he's good, man. I don't think he's going to last, though, right? I don't really see him doing a whole lot, right? And when they released the Hard Knocks before the season started, I didn't really see him doing a whole lot on the show. During the season, I see the assistant coaches do more coaching than he does. So it's interesting. So, Sir Knight, let's talk about it, my man. When you can we discuss one thing? We need to talk about this, and hope Fancy is listening. Tell me what you want to talk about, Sir Knight. Tell me what you want to talk about. But Wally, yes, I agree. Terrence Steele, he's done a tremendous job when he filled in for Lyle Collins. But he is better on the right side, because the games that he played on the left side when Tyron Smith was out, he struggled on the left side. And it is tough, right? It's tough. So it's tough. Oh, yes. So as you see the link in the chat. So Logan Paul has been known, right? And the reason Sir Knight was talking about, you know what, forget it. I'm not even calling you Sir Knight. That's Mike. That's the other half of the Ham podcast, everybody. Once again, if you're just joining in, Mike is having internet issues, so he's unable to join us, but he's in the chat via telephone. So thank you, Sir Knight. But yeah, so Logan Paul has been known to buy Pokemon cards, right? So I think a year ago or so, 2 years ago, he bought a couple of boxes of Pokemon cards for like 500,000, 300,000, something like that. Who knows? Something that the crazy guys do, right? But he got lucky. He got a couple, I think they're called Charizards. Correct me if I'm wrong, Fancy OA. Charizards? I don't know. I never did the Pokemon thing. And they ended up being worth like $500,000 each. So he made like $1 million off of like one or two cards, right? So recently he went and spent $3.5 million on rare Pokemon boxes, right? Rare Pokemon boxes. And I guess you could say like an expert, I don't know what you would call him, a Pokemon expert or something, said, well, you know what? I'm very suspicious about these. Let's open them up. Said, okay. So they opened it up, and what did they find? G.I. Joe stuff. They found G.I. Joe. The boxes had G.I. Joe packs in them. No Pokemon cards whatsoever. So the dum-dum bought $3.5 million of G.I. Joe stuff. Wow. I felt like saying, how you get fired on your day off? Like, come on, Logan. But here's what really blows my mind, right? Is he's talking about how Floyd Mayweather still hasn't paid him from their fight, right? He's like, oh, our exhibition, Floyd never paid me. I'm still waiting for my money. But you're out there, exactly, Knight. You're out there wasting $3.5 million on Pokemon stuff that wasn't even Pokemon stuff. So you definitely lost out, you numbnuts. So for me, my dumbass of the week, right? My moron, right? My jabroni of the week goes out to Logan Paul. Congrats, Logan. Congrats on being a numbnuts and spending 3.5 million on Pokemon shit, and it turns out to be G.I. Joe. You know what? You probably need G.I. Joe in your life. You need to be a little tougher. Let me tell y'all something. If you're watching this, Logan, let me tell you something. If you're watching this, come meet me, man. You need your ass whooped. And I'm just the guy. I'll be your Huckleberry. All right? I'll whoop your ass, Logan. Okay? Come see me in the hood. All right, my man? Fancy 08, you let your brother know. You let your brother Logan Paul know. Come meet me in the hood. I'll be your Huckleberry, Logan. I'll whoop your ass. Because that's what you need. All right? You need your ass whooped. And bring your brother Drake, too. Because after I'm done with you, I'm whooping Jake's ass. Plain and simple. Jake needs an ass whooping. And you know what? With Jake, I probably won't even beat you up, Jake. What I'll do is bend you over my knee and spank you with the belt. Because I think that's what you need, Jake. You need a good spanking. Right? You need to get your ass spanked. Something your mama never did for you. Okay, I said it. Your mama never spanked you. You need a spanking, Jake. You come see my man. You come see me. I'll get you that. All right, guys. That's my rant on the Pauls. Bunch of chumps. Let me tell you something. Bunch of chumps they are. They'll never come see me. You know why? Because they don't want their ass whooped. Plain and simple. They like to fight little guys smaller than them. Right? Guys that aren't known to knock people out. Right? They want to fight wrestlers. I ain't going to wrestle yo. I'm going to knock your ass out. All right? Oh, here we go. Fancy 08. Something UFC fighters can't do either. You know what, Fancy? Wait till I see you, Fancy. No, I'm just playing. I love my boy. All right. So let's move on. UFC this weekend. First time in a month, right? We haven't had any fights in a month. I am so excited. I can't wait. I'm not going to talk about the whole card, but I do want to talk about the main event, right? We got Calvin Kattar versus Giga Chikadze. 145 pounds, so it's a featherweight fight, right? So you got Calvin Kattar, who's coming off of a loss to Max Holloway. And let me tell you something. If y'all haven't seen that fight, go on YouTube, right? Go check it out. Max Holloway versus Calvin Kattar. Coming into that fight, Calvin Kattar was calling himself the best boxer in the UFC. No one would box him. No one could outbox him. And Max Holloway put on a clinic to the point to where during the fight, I think it was like the fourth round, he completely looked at in the middle of the fight, looked at the announcers and says, "I'm the best boxer in the world," as Calvin Kattar swinging at him, and he's using his head movement as he's talking to tell him, "I'm the best." Oh, look at that head movement. "I'm the best boxer in the world." So, got Calvin Kattar looking to redeem himself against Giga Chikadze. Giga Chikadze's calling himself the best striker, period. Boxing, kickboxing, kicks, right? Elbows, knees, everything. He says he is the best striker in the division, and he is coming off of a win over Edson Barboza, who is a very good kickboxer, right? If I'm not mistaken, he stopped Edson Barboza in their fight. So this is definitely going to be a battle of striking. I'm excited. I think Giga Chikadze gets the win, but I really, really would like to see Calvin Kattar get that win. I think Calvin Kattar's an outstanding fighter. He comes out of the Boston area, Massachusetts area. So it's going to be an outstanding fight, big fight, but it's just a lead up to next week. Next week we have the heavyweights. And anytime you have heavyweights as the main event for the World Championship, it's going to be a fight. Excuse me, guys. So it's going to be a fight. You got the heavyweight champion on the 22nd, Francis Ngannou, versus the number one contender, Cyril Gane, out of France, right? Very interesting style matchup. Mike and I will get into that next week, right? We'll get more into that, but I am really, really looking forward to that fight. It's a matchup. It's a stylistical matchup that's going to be interesting. There you go. Thank you, Knight, for putting the link in there. UFC 270. You got Ngannou, who likes to bang and land big punches, and you got Cyril Gane, who is a very technical heavyweight striker, very smart, very cerebral, if you don't mind, right? So it's going to be an interesting matchup. Can't wait. But guys, I've got some shit on my mind, right? Let's talk about it, guys. Let's have some guy talk here, right? And if there's ladies in here, or gentlemen, if you have ladies around you, right? Sir Knight, stop using cricket for internet. Oh man, you are getting called out tonight, Knight. So gentlemen, if you have the ladies around you, bring them in. I want them to hear this. Bring the ladies around, right? Ladies, if you're already in here, I need your thought on this, right? So I hear this all the time, right? Especially from beautiful ladies, right? Good looking women, right? They're always talking about, they get asked, right? What are you looking for in a man, right? And always the first thing that comes out, oh, I love a man that can make me laugh. Oh, I love a man who can make me smile. Oh, well, what else are you looking for? Oh, as long as he treats me good, right? As long as he makes me laugh and he treats me good, and oh my God, somebody who cares for me. But ladies, when you get this, why do you go for the guy that doesn't do that? That does the opposite, right? The guy that won't return calls, right? The guy that, you know, doesn't answer your calls, the guy that doesn't respond to texts, right? The guy that treats you like crap, right? So let's be honest with ourselves, ladies, right? And I hope y'all are listening, all right? Men, like I said, if your ladies around, bring them in, your girl, your side chick, whoever it is, right? Wally, thank you, right? So, and this isn't about me. Just make no mistake about it, right? The reason I say this is because, you know, I started a TikTok for the Ham Podcast, right? So as I was looking at different TikToks, it's exactly right. They go for the welfare babies. Yep. So as I'm looking at these different TikToks, I see these good looking women, right? And they're talking about, oh, I want a man that treats me good. I want a man that makes me laugh. No, don't say that, because what you really want is a 6'3", 220-pound, six-pack that is tattooed up, that doesn't return your calls, that might smack you around every once in a while, right? That's what you want, right? Talk to me, ladies. If you're in the chat, talk to me, right? Leave a message. Hit me up on the Instagram, _ham _m _podcast Instagram. Hit me in the DMs. Let me know what it is. Why do y'all lie like that? Why do you say, I want this, right? And then, yes, a quick reminder, Sir Knight, for anyone new, he is having internet issues. Couldn't join me tonight on this episode 17, but he will be back next week. Mike, I appreciate it. I hope I'm doing good for you, Mike. But look at you. You're still getting called out. AOL sucks. Let me tell y'all something, all right? That is my boy. That is my brother from another mother, and he has Google Fiber, and it's never happened, but you know what? It sucks that it happened tonight. But best podcast yet. I appreciate it, Papa. But ladies, talk to me, right? Why? Why do we lie? Why do we put out such fabrication, right? Us men, we don't do that, right? They say, hey, what are you looking for, right? We don't say, well, damn, I want a girl that, you know, treat me right and won't cheat on me. And no, we are very specific, right? We're very specific in what we want. Well, what do I look for? I would like a petite, good-looking girl. Hair doesn't matter, right? I don't really care about the eyes. If she's a freak, even better. I like that. I need her to cook because I like food. I don't want her, you know, I don't care about the weight too much as long as she ain't bigger than me, right? You know, we're very specific in the things that we want. We don't mislead you, right? So I look for what they like under that makeup. Exactly. Let me tell you something, Flowski. Something I read a couple years ago. Anybody that goes on a first date with the female, take them swimming. Take them to the pool, to the beach. Take them in the water, because that is what you will find out what you were waking up to the next day. Because ain't no makeup in that water. It comes off, right? So take them swimming. Get them, for lack of a better term, get them wet, right? I meant that in the swimming pool way. And you will find out what they look like without that makeup, and then you will know, right? So gentlemen are very, very, very honest about what we want, right? We are very honest. Women, not so much. Man, let me tell you something. I agree, right? I agree with, I'm going to pronounce this wrong. 90, right? I'm going to pronounce it wrong, so I'm never going to try, right? So that these filters nowadays, oh my God, they are so misleading, right? They are so misleading, right? And women like to say, all right, Wally, y'all have a great night. Appreciate it, Wally. Thank you for joining. Women like to say, well, beards are filters too. Well, guess what? I don't plan on taking this filter off. I'm not shaving it. It ain't coming off. It's on here. But when you turn the damn phone off, the filter's gone, right? You can't put the filter on you 24/7, right? So that's where we differ, women. But women, just be honest with us. Tell us what you want. Don't tell us you want a nice guy because you don't want it, right? So if y'all are on here, leave us a message, hit us up in the Ham Podcast DMs or the Ham Podcast Twitter, or comment on the YouTube. It will be on tomorrow, episode 17 on the Ham Podcast YouTube. You can comment there as well. Let me know what you think, because let me tell you something, women, I care, right? I care what your opinion is. I may not use it, right? But I care. I'd like to hear it so I can give it to one of my homies that might use it. But just be honest, right? Just be honest. Let's keep it 100, as the kids like to say. Let's keep it 100. All right? Don't lie. To be fair, the filters got me looking right sometimes too. Don't lie. I ain't even gonna hate. Not even gonna hate. Don't lie. I agree, man. I like your filters. I seen you on Snap. The blush and everything. Beautiful. Beautiful. But guys, that was... Yes, exactly. Anyone new to the channel, hit the follow button, right? Every Friday night. Also, guys, big news. Mike and I have been talking. You may see some new content on here, right? As you know, Sir Knight, aka my boy Mike, as you see in his box, even though there isn't a video of him, you see his name there, Mike. He's a gamer, and he's a very good gamer, right? And he has some friends that he games with that are very good gamers as well. And so we're looking at adding some gaming content, right? Filters have them looking like Beyonce with dead. Yeah, exactly, right? Or what is it? It's says you look like Janet Jackson, got out the car looking more like Freddie Jackson, right? So, but I digress. Like I was saying, Mike and his my boys, right? Mike and some of the other guys in here, Papa Dallas, Fancy, Goat, who's not in here tonight, right? They all game. So we're looking at adding some gaming streaming on here, right? Where they're gaming and I'm maybe commentating, some funny commentary on there. We're looking at maybe even adding a fight companion show on here, right? Where I'll watch some fights, Mike will watch some fights, and you'll get to see our live reaction. We'll commentate during the fights. You'll get to hear some great commentary from myself and Mike. Maybe talk a little shit about some of the fighters. Hopefully they don't know where I live. So we're looking at adding some more content on the Ham Podcast. But it is every Friday night at 8:30. We'll give you the heads up, and we're going to do some extra shows, guys. We're looking to make this big, and not because we want to become famous. You know why? Because we love you all, right? That's why. How are we going to see this game without the internet? Oh, Flowski is on fire tonight. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, yes, guys, we're looking at doing all kind of new content. Big things coming from the Ham Podcast as soon as we get Mike's internet working. And then after that, we're going to teach him how to read too, right? That's the next plan. So that as we're doing commentary, if I hold up a piece of paper, Mike can read it. As you know, he struggles with reading. So, Mike, I got you. We're going to teach you how to read, and we're going to teach you how to get some internet. But on the real, guys, big things coming from the Ham Podcast. So follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, subscribe on YouTube, like, comment. We love the comments, right? I'm in timeout next week. That's it. Yep. I knew it was coming. I knew it. I'm sorry, Master. I'm sorry. But big things coming. Last thing before we go. Okay. Last thing before we go. Maybe this is a little controversial, right? I was having a conversation the other day, okay, with in a group text of mine, right? And we were talking about the different, how can I put it, the different sexes in the world nowadays, right? You've got male, female, transgender, binary, right? And I've got respect for everybody, right? This is not to hate on anybody. This is all about respect. I get a little confused, right? Growing up, I was always taught, don't say them, don't say they, that's mean, right? But apparently now that is what a group of people want to be called, right? So the other day I'm on Snapchat and I had to read something, right? It was a video, but it also had, a little paragraph under it about Demi Lovato, right? And apparently she's gotten a giant spider tattoo on the side of her head. She shaved the head, got a giant spider tattoo. And as I start to read it, the article, it says, a lot of people were confused and shocked and in awe because they got a tattoo on their head of a giant spider. And I said, wait, what? They got a tattoo of a giant spider on their head. And I said, hold on, who's they? Like a group of people did it? But they is her. So I was very confused, right? And so I had to ask a friend. And so now I know the rules, right? Because obviously I don't want to offend anybody. I respect everybody's choices in the world now. But guys, you got to tell me, I can't be the only one that gets confused by this. I was like I said, I grew up old school. You don't say they, you don't say them, you don't separate people. That's rude, right? But apparently now that's the thing. They, them, their, right? It's not a he or she or, it's they, them, their. Help me out, people in the chat. Am I the only one that gets confused sometimes? Because, it confuses me sometimes. Yes, the pronouns. Exactly. Thank you, Knight. The pronouns. So, on the podcast, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best to make sure that I follow the rules, right? And I address everybody. Yes, so Flowski, I hope you feel better, my man. Excuse me. It's going around, everybody. I hope you feel better. I appreciate you joining tonight. All love, man. Love to you and the family. Stay safe out there. But guys, it's a very touchy world out there, so please respect everybody. Whether it's they, them, their, if they prefer to be he, she, respect everybody, guys. It's this world. What I try to tell everybody is let's just spread the love, right? Let's spread the love. Knight wants to be called Mr. Fantastic and Thor's Sexy Golden Locks. Oh my Lord. You know what? I'm going to call you. You know what? Your new name is Cricket. That's your new name, Knight. You're Cricket. Cricket because of your internet not working. All right? That's your new nickname, Cricket. You used to be called Boucher. Now you're Cricket. Okay, now I'm just playing Knight. But everybody out there, I want to thank you for working with us tonight, not having Mike on video. I know it hurt him. I know he wanted to be here. Knight, I love you, brother. I'm glad that you allowed me to do this show tonight so that, the people can check it out. Yes, join the Discord. Join the Ham Podcast Discord as well. The Instagram, _Ham Podcast. The Twitter, _Ham Podcast. The YouTube, right? Sorry, wrong. I don't know how to read now. So, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure tonight. I want to thank everybody for joining. Everybody stay safe. Enjoy the sports this weekend. Enjoy those NFL games, Saturday, Sunday, and the Monday night one. Enjoy the UFC. Once again, Mike will be back next week. I can assure you of that. We will find a way. We will buy him a hotspot if we have to get this party started. All right. So for everybody who joined tonight, thank y'all so much. There you go. He calls everybody yo anyways. I do the same. What up, yo? So everybody stay safe out there. Have a great weekend. Go Cowboys. Yes, go Cowboys. Let's go. Say your prayers if you're a Cowboys fan. We need it. Everybody have a great weekend. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.